We're down. All right.
John, a few new names in the squad, and Sammie Szmodics back in the squad. There's obviously a lot of speculation that maybe he was going to go and play for Hungary. Can you talk about conversations you had with him and his commitment and him being back in the squad?
Oh, look, it was very straightforward. Obviously, it was one of the first games I went to as well. I went to watch Blackburn Millwall, and obviously Michael Obafemi was playing as well. But no, any of the conversations I've had with Sammie, they were all straightforward. And look, he's buzzing. He's delighted, obviously, to be coming in, and it's great to have a player in such good form consistently all season too. You know, and he's got that versatility in terms of where he's kind of playing at the minute as well. He's floating from a striker into like a 10 position too. So he's look, as I said, it's great to have an option like that to bring into the squad. It's really good.
What about the other two uncapped players, Finn Azaz and Jake O'Brien?
Yeah, look, Finn, obviously I know from working with him with the under-21s, and he was having a great season with Plymouth, and then he's obviously got signed by Middlesbrough, and he's doing really well, scored a couple of goals for them as well. Really good, creative, technical option for us going forward, I think, as well. And obviously I spoke to Michael about him. He's really enjoying him, working with him, and look, I think he's going to add something different to the squad, definitely. And for Jake, again, another player I worked with the 21s. It's been brilliant to see what he's done, you know, over the last kind of year to 18 months, going out to Europe, learning his trade, and then obviously leaving Palace, going to Lyon, and actually establishing himself in a top flight league across Europe. So brilliant, great to see. And he's look, there's good competition in that area of the pitch as well. So he'll have lots of competition. But it'd be great for us me as well, obviously, being part of the defensive camp, shall we say, that we can help him improve even further over the 2 games coming up.
At the other end of the spectrum, then Seamus Coleman is back in, 35. Were there any conversations about his future and retirement or anything like that?
No, not with me anyway. No, it was a great conversation to have, because I know what it means to him, obviously playing for Ireland. And that's in terms of the squad. I wanted a good mix of that experience, and obviously new players coming in too. But there's plenty of experience in the squad too, which is going to be important. And look, there was never any doubt Seamus's commitment, that's for sure.
Just on what you can achieve over the 10 days or so you'd be together, you're obviously of that generation that, you know, despite all you achieved at club level, you probably look back to your Irish days and some of the best days. A lot of these young players who are up on sort of 20-25 caps, they've never really had that positive experience yet. There's been a lot of very difficult days, there's been an awful lot of criticism. It's maybe not what they dreamed about when they were a kid when it comes to play for Ireland. Is that something you think you have to do some work on in terms of confidence level with?
Look, no, I don't think so. In terms of the atmosphere, every time I come in, whether it be a coach or a player, the atmosphere within an Irish camp is always very special, and hopefully that will continue to be the case. And yeah, I know what you mean in terms of results wise, but that happens at different phases in squads, building new squads, new players coming in, and obviously the amount of players that Stephen brought in and gave them the opportunity to go and develop, and they've kicked on at their clubs as well. So it's great to be able to continue that and hopefully build with 2 positive results against Belgium and Switzerland.
Sure.
John,
Thank you.
How are you, John?
Hey, Gavin.
We're led to believe that the FAI have their man in terms of a permanent successor to Stephen Kenny. Obviously can't be announced until April. Have you had any conversations with that person? Has there been any input from them into this squad?
No, I've just been talking to myself, so no, there's been no input from anyone like that. My full focus has just been on the 2 games, picking the squad, and looking forward to a big challenge against Switzerland and Belgium. Belgium first up, obviously, and whatever happens. That's just been so straightforward for me. Just fully focus on the 2 games, Gavin.
Yeah. Robbie Brady's back.
Yeah, look, as I mentioned about the experience and the blend that's needed, and Robbie's quality in terms of 60 caps, goal scoring player, great set pieces, and obviously he's back fit and being involved with Preston as well. So look, it's important that you have that, as I mentioned, the blend in the squad, and Robbie certainly gives that in terms of the quality too.
Yeah, can I ask about Tom Cannon as well? Was there any conversations between you guys? Was he considered for this squad?
Yeah, a little bit. Look, Tom's concentrating on his club stuff. It's as simple as that. And look, that was it.
Yeah. And did you worry that maybe he's not going to declare for Ireland? Or?
No worries like that at all. No worries like that.
And then lastly, another Leicester player is Casey McAteer.
Yeah, he's injured, unfortunately. Yeah. He's injured, and look, it would have been a nice one, but unfortunately, he's just injured. Yeah, that's progressing very well.
Ed?
John, how are you?
Hey, Ed.
I suppose just looking at the squad and with the introduction of Sammie Szmodics into the squad, we're very familiar with the rest of the forwards and what they bring to the squad. Very good range of forward players. Just from Sammie's perspective, what sort of players do you think he links up best with? Like the speed players around him, or is it bringing other like-minded players into it?
Yeah, look, from what I've noticed in terms of watching Sammie over the last couple of seasons in particular, in the Championship, it's his absolute, obviously every level he's gone to, he seems to have obviously responded to it and been able to cope with it no problem and been an important player, and he's just grown and had that maturity now in his game, and I think he's versatile in that sense too. It won't be a problem to him whatever player he's picked alongside, or if he is picked, that he can cope with that. He'll bring an intelligence to his game that he's obviously developed over the last few years, and that whether it be false positions, he drifts in off the left, drifts in off the right. He can cope with any type of strike partner or a front four combination or front three, whatever it might be. So he's very flexible in that. And look, it's good that you have a player coming in scoring 27 goals, 21 in the league. You know, it's very important.
Just in terms of your defensive unit, and you obviously come up from the defensive side of things. Trying to read a bit into what the squad you've picked, and I know a lot of players are versatile, but sort of two fullbacks on each side. Would it be fair to say you might favour a four at the back?
No, well, look, it's a good option. Yeah, it's a very good option, but we also have plenty of centre backs in the squad too, and whatever shape or formation we come up with, it'll be very flexible, even in terms of whether you're building you could have a back four, but you're building up in possession in a three at the back. We can float back into it, whether we have three at the back, the midfielders dropping in to help out. There's lots of flexibility in the squad, and that's key for us. Because look, the challenges we're going to face against Belgium and Switzerland, they're obviously really getting close to planning and prepping for the European Championships too. So we know we'll be facing real tough competition, but one we're excited about.
Just a quick one about Robbie Brady. You mentioned his comeback with experience and his set piece and all that sort of stuff. He's also probably had the biggest moment in international football for Ireland over the last decade. Was that important to get players like him back amongst the younger players to sort of feed off a bit of that?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I won't say just for that reason. It's because of his footballing ability first and foremost. I know he's obviously a brilliant character too, but no, first and foremost it was his footballing ability, and he's fitting well, and hopefully he gets some game time maybe at the weekend, and we see what happens from there. But no, he's, as I mentioned, he can play left wing back, left back, playing midfield. He's good versatility to him as well, so great to have him back in.
Sean? Hi John, how's it going?
Hi Sean.
Two players from really productive loan spells, Adam Eden and Mikey Johnson, come into this camp.
Yeah. No, really buzzing to see how they've been getting on. Obviously one leaving Celtic and one joining Celtic, and but look, I spoke to the two of them, and they're really they can't wait for the next game to come around, whether it be club or international. When you have strike that type of form, and it's great to see. And look, it's at different stages. Whether it be a campaign or friendlies or whatever games you have coming up, you're going to have that in the squad. You're going to have players obviously really buzzing at their clubs, and other players maybe having a little tricky spell, but that's just natural, and it's great to see because I know they're really good players ultimately, and it's great to see Mikey in particular. You know, Adam can score goals, he's shown that already, but for Mikey as well to leave Celtic and get into West Brom and to really have that impact he's had, it's been great to see.
No, Alan Brown, that's injury related.
Yeah, he's going to have obviously a minor procedure during the international window, and yeah, look, Alan's an absolute warrior for his club and his country, so hopefully he'll be back very quickly.
Just last one this way. No Kevin De Bruyne against next weekend against Ireland. So I suppose your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things, the Belgian squad, the quality they have, but look, Kevin is one of the best players, not only in the Premier League and around Europe, so I'm sure lots of our lads would have been enjoyed facing him as well, but I think they'll be up against good quality players, whoever Belgium picks. So, but the big thing for us is focusing on ourselves. Yeah, we'll do a bit of work on what Belgium might come up with in players, but if you focus too much on that, you kind of take your eye off the ball in terms of what we have to do as well.
Ken? How do you see the goalkeeping situation at the moment? Do you think we have number one in mind, or are you going to divide the games between maybe Gavin?
Yeah, no, look, it's a brilliant, healthy competition at the minute in that sense, and it's great to see Guivian getting that consistent run of games, and obviously that Gavin has had all season type of thing. So, it's a tricky one. Mark obviously was doing well at Stoke, and then obviously got called back and has been playing cup games for Bournemouth. So it's a really, I remember thinking about it in the summer when you saw the lads when we were away in Turkey at the time, that just the real depth of quality that they have. And look, it's going to be a tough decision. Who knows? We'll get Belgium out of the way in terms of picking one for that game, and then we see what happens after that. But no, it's a nice problem to have.
We've usually had a situation where there's an established number one, but we've seen recently some coaches start to argue that a goalkeeper is like any other position, and you can maybe pick a goalkeeper for one game and then a different goalkeeper for the next game. What's your opinion about that?
I think the big thing for me is the relationship that you build up with the team, the squad, to that unit of the goalkeeper and the back four, back five, whatever it could be. That would be the key thing for me. As soon as you can get that relationship, you get a consistency to it. I think that's crucial in terms of a team being successful.
Just one other thing is, was Ryan Mann injured as well?
Yeah, it's one of them. He's been monitored closely, and there could be a chance for him to maybe possibly come in later in the towards the second game, hopefully. But we wait and see.
Thank you very much. Prince Huddle is in meeting room 6.
Cheers, man.